This is WTVM News Leader 9.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us on this rainy Friday night. I'm Barbara Gauthier. Jason's off tonight. In our top story tonight, a Columbus teenager is arrested today, accused of the vehicular homicide of another teen more than a year ago. Quentin Ransom also faces charges of murder and attempting to elude police. Last March, 17-year-old Tyreek Hewling was killed in a rollover car accident. Columbus police believe Ransom was the driver of the stolen car in which Hewling was a passenger. Hewling was killed when that car crashed on Luna Drive after a high-speed police chase. The car wiped out a mailbox and left tire marks in front of two homes. It also flipped over. Now, Hewling's mother, Lakia Dodu, spoke with News Leader 9 tonight and tells us she is glad things are moving forward with this case. Ransom is expected in Recorder's Court Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Now, to see a full list of Quentin Ransom's charges, you can log on to our website, WTVM.com, where you can find the story under the Quick Links tab and also a link to the original story.
And weather also a big story today with all of the rain that we've seen on this Good Friday. Now, the good news is that the heaviest of the rain has moved off to our north and to our east, but we still have lingering showers out there across the valley. These showers will be with us at times tonight and through the first part of our day on Saturday. Now, tomorrow's rain will not be a widespread thing, but more along the lines of what you're seeing showing up here on the radar just to our west, these light patchy showers in spots. This overall system will be starting to move out here over the next day or so, and that will set the stage for some nicer weather by Easter Sunday. Here's your forecast. Tomorrow morning we'll stay in the low 50s. It's going to be a cloudy, breezy, and cool day with lingering showers, not a complete washout or an all-day rain showing up for your Saturday. Hey, next week, Weather Radio Wednesday comes back to the Macon Road Publix 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Join Storm Team 9 out there with some weather radios for sale, and bring yours from home. We'll make sure they're programmed and ready to go. Barbara?
All right, Derek, thank you. It's being called the worst single incident of fatalities in the history of climbing Mount Everest. Right now, 14 are confirmed dead and 4 are still missing in an avalanche on the world's highest mountain. A man from Columbus who has attempted the climb several times recalls the dangerous pass where this morning's tragedy took place. News Leader 9's Dante Renzulli has talked with him tonight and joins us now with more. Dante?
Thank you, Barbara. The people who died today are the ones who know the mountain the best. And even in the year 2014, the record number of people killed in one day shows that there's just as much to be afraid of today as there was when climbers first attempted this. Bud Allen has been to Mount Everest 3 times, and he's lost a member of his team on every trip. In an average year, he says the mountain will claim about 7 or 8 lives throughout the entire climbing season. But this one avalanche has already far exceeded that number. He says the amount of snow that abruptly came loose today is enough to fill several Superdomes.
That's not the first time this has happened. We've had several avalanches in that very area. It happened to us in 2012.
He made the trip in 2009 and passed by the same area where this tragedy occurred. In 2012, he says he nearly became the victim of an avalanche himself when one slid over the camp where he slept the night before. Allen's never made it to the top, always forced to turn back due to dangerous conditions. He says the key to survival is knowing when to quit.
You don't call 911. Above 18,000 feet, you're on your own. You and your teammates are all you can depend on. There's no helicopter rescue. There's no way anybody can help you.
Helicopters can't fly at the highest altitudes of the mountain because the air's too thin for the rotors to gain traction. All of the people killed in this accident are Sherpas, very experienced climbers who are native to the area and make a living out of guiding visitors to the top. But no amount of experience or toughness can beat a natural disaster of this magnitude.
The community that climbs Everest is a very small community. This touches a lot of people, and it's a tremendous tragedy.
Allen says that some of the Sherpas who guide Western climbers up the mountain are related by blood, and there's a good chance that multiple victims could be from the same family. Now, in spite of the danger, Allen says that he's determined to return to Everest to finally reach the summit. And when he does, he'll be one of a few hundred people in the world who have climbed the highest mountain on every continent. Barbara?
Yeah, pretty amazing story, Dante. Thank you. In Alabama, a school district superintendent is behind bars facing over 240 counts of reckless endangerment. Dr. Daniel Boyd reported to the Lowndes County Jail last night and immediately posted bond. The charges are related to a former school janitor who recently pleaded guilty to enticing a minor for immoral purposes. Back in October, Dr. Boyd told our sister station, WSFA, that the Lowndes County school system didn't find any evidence supporting the allegation, but the police department's investigation did.
I do think that this is personal. I don't think there's anything personal with Dr. Boyd toward him, but I think there's something personal by the police chief.
To say that the superintendent put in danger the students in the school, that's not the issue. There's not been any criminal wrongdoing.
Well, Dr. Daniel Boyd posted his $12,150 cash bond after his arrest Thursday night. His trial is set for May 9th. And a 7-year-old child suspended from school after bringing a loaded gun to class. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in Alabama says this gun belongs to the child's grandfather. According to the Sheriff's Office, the teacher saw the child showing the handgun to another student. The teacher then grabbed the gun and notified the principal and school resource officers. No one was hurt. No charges will be filed because of the student's age, but the child could face further punishment once a hearing is held by the Jefferson County School Board. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal is expected to sign legislation next week expanding gun rights in the state of Georgia. The bill allows those with a license to carry to bring a gun into a bar and into some government buildings. It also allows religious leaders to decide whether it's okay for a person with a carry license to bring a gun into their place of worship. Well, every year during the month of April, we take time to honor the men and women who serve as our 911 dispatchers. News Leader 9's Annie Hubble was able to go behind the scenes at the City of Auburn's Communications Center and explains what it takes to keep the community safe 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Auburn Communications, Police and Fire.
When you dial 911 in the Auburn area, your call comes here, the City of Auburn's Communications Center.
When they call, they don't know who they're talking to. Some people think, we're police officers. Some people think we're secretaries. They're not certain exactly what we do, but we are an integral part of the public safety process. We're the first point of contact for the public and, relay important information to all the public safety field personnel.
In honor of National 911 Education Month, the City of Auburn is taking us on a behind-the-scenes look at the 911 service in order to help citizens realize the crucial role these operators play in our lives.
We average about 400 phone calls a day. That equals out to just under 150,000 that we took last year.
Is she breathing right now? Okay, what's the location?
The center wants residents to realize what constitutes as an emergency for dialing 911 as opposed to a non-emergency administrative member.
When there's an imminent threat of harm to either people or property.
Here are a few key things to remember when you call 911. First, know where you are. Be ready to give detailed answers. Stay calm and
don't hang up.
We're not going to get mad. Just stay on the line and tell us it was an accident, and we'll appreciate that.
The Auburn Center is staffed with a minimum of 3 people every day and can hold as many as 5 during special events. All operators undergo at least 400 hours of training and are prepared to handle any situation.
Anything the imagination can think of, we try to take them through. So, they'll be able to properly handle anything that comes across. 911
is not a national call center. Most are local or even regional services. Remember, the best way these operators can help us is for us to help them. Reporting in the Auburn newsroom, Annie Hubble, WTVM News Leader 9.
And hundreds of students from across Georgia got to witness a unique event in Columbus today. The Georgia Supreme Court held a special session at the Springer Opera House to hear appeals on 2 cases. Students got to see firsthand what a Supreme Court appeals hearing looks like as attorneys argue those cases. Several attorneys were also sworn in to the Georgia bar during the event. Well, coming up here on the news at 11, a man goes on a shooting spree across highways in Kansas. We'll tell you how much damage he did before being brought down. Plus, an Easter egg hunt turns into a crime scene after a body is found. Find out more about the unintended surprise when News Leader 9 returns.